Hello, and I am back with another tutorial video. This one a little bit different from the other ones because this one is all based around this contraption, the acoustic guitar. A lot of them have, up until now have been for electric guitar, but this is all for acoustic. What we're going to look at today is a song with chords. So we're going to look at mostly chords today. In fact, all chords. And it is by a band who are very famous. A band you should have all heard of, a band from Manchester called Oasis. Now, for those of you who don't know Oasis were quite popular about 20 years ago. Their most famous songs, Wonderwall, Don't Look Back in Anger, to name a few, Champagne Supernova. But the song I'm going to show you today is none of them. And it's a song off their 1994 album, Definitely Maybe, which had Wonderwall on, I think, and it's a song called Whatever. Now, the reason I've chosen Whatever is because it is all based around, like I said at the beginning, the acoustic guitar. Noel Gallagher, who is the guitar player in Oasis, will have more than likely written this on the acoustic, and other instruments will have been added around it. Now, this has got some chords we've touched before, some new and a couple of new chords. So I'm going to go through the chords that we are using today. They are the chord of G, a lovely little chord called a D F sharp slash chord, an E minor 7, a D chord, C add 9, and then halfway through there is actually a B chord as well. So what I'll do is I will go through the song from the beginning, and when we encounter new chords I'll show you how to play them, and then there's quite a lot of repetition in this song. Now, the first chord, I'm going to show you the first chord, but I'm also going to show you the strumming pattern using that first chord that we use on every single chord. Now, the very first chord in the song, there's like a little 4-count introduction at the end of the song, at the beginning of the song, sorry, and then it starts with a G chord. Now, we have touched on the G chord before, and the G chord, for those of you who can't remember, is string 5 fret 2 with your first finger, string 6 fret 3 with your middle finger, and string 1, so the bottom string, fret 3. Now again, as with all the other chords we've looked at before, you've got to make sure your fingers are nice and curved over. If they're flat, you get that sound. You want them nice and curved over. Now, the strumming pattern, which we'll practice using this very first chord, is this. Now, one thing with chords is that you can strum all the strings like that, which is great, but you can also, to add a little bit of difference and a little bit of almost kind of intensity to the chord, is to split it up into sections. So instead of strumming all 6 strings, you're just going to play string 6 by itself twice. For those of you wanting me to use musical terms, it's 2 quavers. And then you strum all 6 strings. So you go in string 6, fret, which is I've got fret 3 pressed down, like that. So what you might want to do is just get your head around that little strumming pattern. Okay? So you're actually only doing that G chord once with that pattern. Then it changes to a D F sharp. Now the D F sharp is what we call slash chord. It's a mixture of 2 chords. Your first finger goes on string 6 fret 2. That is the bass note. That's the F sharp. Your middle finger goes on string 3 fret 2. And your third finger goes on string 2 fret 3. Now it's a mixture of an F sharp, which is the root note, like I've said, and a D chord. Used in loads of songs. I actually prefer, if I'm playing a D chord, I will actually play that because I quite like. Sounds not quite right, but it's very famous. Ed Sheeran uses it. I think Taylor Swift using it. Everybody uses it, and it's the same strumming pattern again, which you just do once. You play string 6, then strum all 6 strings. So you do 1, 2, strum. And then the third chord is this E minor 7, which is basically string 5 fret 2, string 4 fret 2, like a normal E minor, and then we get this third finger and we go to string number 2, fret number 3. And again, we play string 6 twice, and we play all 6 strings. Alright, so we're 3 chords in, we've done the G, the D F sharp, and the E minor 7. Last chord is a straightforward D, the triangle D chord, which we've looked at previous. First finger on string 3, fret 2. Middle finger on string 1, fret 2. And your third finger goes to string number 2, fret number 3. Now, instead of playing the sixth string, to get my words out, you actually start on the 4th string this time. So you're going to do the same strumming pattern, but this time you don't actually play all 6 strings. You play the 4th string twice, and then you play the bottom 4 strings like you would do for a D chord normally. So again, string 4, and again you only do it once. So if I put all those 4 chords together with the strumming pattern, you can hear how it starts, or it sounds. It starts on a G, D F sharp, E minor, D. Okay, that's the first 4 chords. Then we go to a C add 9. Now a C add 9 again is a really popular chord because the normal C sounds like that, staircase, but C add 9 gives it, it's got really nice, that 9th note, which is the D, is really pretty against the chord. And so to do that, it's kind of like a G chord. You would put your middle finger on string 5, fret 3, your first finger on string 4, fret 2, and your second finger on string 2, fret 3. So again, string 5, fret 3, string 4, fret 2, and string 2, fret 3. Now, with this one, again, you don't play all 6 strings. You just play string 5 twice, and then strum the bottom 5 strings. And again, just the once. So we've done G, D F sharp, E minor 7, D, C add 9. Then we go back to our D chord, which we've already done, the triangle one. And then we do the G. And then back to D. If you think I'm rushing through them, everything is written down on the sheet that I will do, so you can kind of follow through. So, starts on the G, the full little pattern. It goes G, D, F sharp, E minor, D, C, D, G, D. And then, with that, that is the same pattern as the verse randomly. You're repeating that pattern, I'd say 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Because after you've repeated it the first time, we then have the strings will come in playing a dun, 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 and then the drums and everything else kicks in, and you just do the pattern. So you could quite easily, for the verse, you could quite easily just follow that pattern I've just gone through. Now, if you wanted to be a little bit more advanced, you can now start to follow the words. Now, I'll provide a sheet for it so you can see where the chords fit over the words. Now, the simple way to know when to change chord using this method is to just look above the word and see which chord. So, at the beginning, it says, I'm free. Now, the free is very long. It's, I'm free. And with that, you're actually changing chord twice. So it goes, I'm free. Notice it's still the same strumming pattern. To be whatever I... Now, the actual E minor appears on top of the ever of whatever. So, free to be whatever I... And then after you say I, you go to the D. So again, it goes free to be whatever I... And then above the word whatever, we have a C add 9. Whatever I choose. And then above the word I'll is the D. I'll sing the blues if I want. And above G, above want, we have G. And then we do G, F sharp, D. Alright. So if I play that first bit for you, follow the words, and like I said, follow the chords above. So I'm free to be whatever I choose, and I'll sing the blues if I want. Alright. The way I think about it is as well, is I'm actually only playing each chord with that strumming pattern once before I move to the next one. The next part is exactly the same, starts off the same. I'm free to be whatever I like. If it's wrong or right, it's alright. So same chords progression as before, but this time with slightly different words. Right, so we've done the first section. Like I said, very repetitive. You're doing the same 4 chords in different orders all the way through. Now this is the first bit where it actually changes. This is the chorus section. So we've already done our opening production with the same strumming pattern all the way through, which I'm not going to go back over because you can just rewatch the beginning of the video if you want to see how to do that. And we get to the chorus. So it starts on an E minor 7, a chord we've already looked at. Now, with this chord, up until now we've always played each chord once, but we actually played this chord, if you're counting them, twice. It always seems. So over the words, it always seems to. We're actually playing that E minor 7. It always seems to. And then on the word me, we change to this new chord of A7. Now A7, again, pretty straightforward chord. String 4, fret 2 on the 4th string, and string 2, fret 2. Now with this one, it's the exact same strumming pattern. You play string 5, and then you strum all the bottom 4 strings. And with that A7, same as before, the E minor previous, you actually do the pattern twice. So put that bit together, it goes E minor 7. It always seemed to me. Alright, and then we go to the next bit, C add 9, chord we've already done. On the word always, we change to this chord. You'll always see what people want you to. And as you notice, we repeat that pattern twice as well. On the word C, we go to the G. G. And then we go to do this lovely little turnaround. We do G once, D, F sharp, that slash chord we've done earlier. So we're doing bum, bum. And then we go to how long it's going to be, which is E minor 7 again. How long it's gonna be, A7. A lot of words in this next bit, but the chords are pretty straightforward. We change to C add 9. Before we get on the bus and cause no fuss. And then we go to D. Get a grip on yourself, it don't cost much. So what I'll do now, to play that bit for you, I'll do it once without the words. So if you're counting the chords, you can see where they fit. And then I'll do it once with the words. So it starts on E minor. This is without the words. A7, C add 9, G, D, F sharp, E minor, A7, C add 9, D. So that's without the words, this time with the words. So if you're following the words, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, E minor. It always seems to me you always see what people want you to sing. There's that turnaround. E minor 7. How long it's gonna be before we get on the bus and cause no fuss. Get a grip on yourself, it don't cost much. So at the end of the chorus, we then go back to the verse. Now the verse, whilst the words are different, the strumming pattern is exactly the same. You go back to this G. You go back to that little pattern. So there's no point me going over that section because it's exactly the same. You can either count the chords, just working on the pattern, or you could follow the chord changes above the words. I mean, I would say probably the easiest way, if you want to get professional with it, is to try and follow the words on top of the chords, on top of the words, because that's what, to be honest with you, a lot of that's what I do. If I'm playing the guitar to accompany someone, they'll normally give me a chord sheet with the words as well, so I can follow the words and I can follow the chords. The only thing you need to get your head around is making sure that you remember to play the little strumming pattern. So after you've done that little verse again, you actually then go back to the it always seemed to me. Go back to that. So there's only 2 sections to the song. the verse section with that chord pattern, and the middle section, which is the "It always seemed to me." Alright, and that's the song basically, very straightforward. So that's the entire song. So some tips about practicing. A lot of chords changes. Only 4 chords in there, but a lot of chord changes. Now, what you will find with a lot of Oasis music and kind of that indie kind of thing, there are lots of changes. You can almost trace with the Gallagher brothers when they got a bit more better at writing songs, because the guitar parts get more trickier. If you listen to anything on Noel Gallagher's Flying Birds and then compare it to anything from 1994, nearly, well, 26 years ago, you wouldn't even think it's the same guitar player. So these chords in it, like I said, aren't tricky, but there's just a lot of them. So what I would suggest doing is to get yourself first, so just using the G chord, is getting your head round that strumming pattern. Once you've got your head around that strumming pattern, is then trying to add the other chords. So get your heads around that introduction, because that introduction makes up the verse as well. It's the part you'll be playing the most. So this bit. Alright, so once you've got your head around that, then move to the pre-chorus. Now what I've done is I have done a backing track, and as normal, and will also have done some a sheet music so you can follow the words and the chords. And what are on there as well, or what is on there even, to use proper English, is how to play the chords as well. So I did go through them at the beginning of the video, but just in case you forget and you want to kind of look up which way each one is, I will write that down too. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play along with the video and the music, and we will see how we get on. 3, 4. Whatever I'll choose, and I'll sing the blues if I want. I'm free to say whatever I like. If it's wrong or right, it's alright. Chorus. It always seems to me you only see what people want you to see. How long it's gonna be before we get on the bus? Of course, no fuss, get a grip on yourself and you're not much. You're free to be whatever you say. If it comes my way, it's alright. You're free to be wherever you please, and you can shoot the breeze if you want. Back to the chorus. It always seems to me you can only see what people want you to see. How long it's gonna be before we get on the bus? Of course, no fuss, get a grip on yourself, it don't cost much. You're free to be whatever I'll choose, and I'll sing the blues if I want. I'm free to be whatever I'll choose, and I'll sing the blues if I want. Finish on a G chord after the day, and right, and that is the song Whatever by Oasis. Now, see how we get on with that. Any problems at all, just let school know, and I'm sure they'll be able to pass any messages my way. Like I said, there should be a chord sheet, a backing track for you to play along to once you've nailed it, the song, and then also this tutorial video, so it gives you an idea of how to play it. If you've got any requests for any songs, let me know. Next time, I've got something a little bit different. I'm going to do something with the bass guitar, so keep your eyes peeled for that, and I will see you soon. So, see you later. Bye.